my junk. We're gonna try to cover that. I just want to put a disclaimer on this video. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to promote plastic surgery or anything like that. I just want to talk about my experience, and I just want to be open and honest about something I did, and if that can help someone, great, but by no means do I want to come across like I'm promoting it or making it seem like it's no big deal. This might not be a shock to some of you, might be a shock to others, but as you guys know, I recently posted this video, which is me getting all my filler in my face dissolved. And I was either going two ways. Either I was going to love how I looked without filler in my face and just leave it. Keep in mind, I have been getting filler in my face for about 4 years, 3 or 4 years, just in my chin, because I always liked how it brought balance to my face. So I was either going to love how I looked, or I was going to go with a more permanent route. And I'm so nervous to say this, you guys, just based on the amount of hateful messages I got when I spoke about dissolving my filler. I feel like whenever you talk about anything on the internet, it's like opening a can of worms. People feel like they have the right to comment on it, and you know what? That's okay. Like, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But I was debating between talking about this and not, and kind of keeping it a secret. And I don't know why I feel like this, but I do. Being online and everything, I feel like I kind of have an obligation to talk about the things that I have done. And you know what? If you don't want to talk about it, that's totally fine too. But I've always been very open about it, so I thought, why not talk about it? So a week ago, I decided to go through with getting a chin implant. I don't know why. I've had my breasts done, I've had my nose done, and I feel like maybe because they're not talked about a lot, or either it's not like a very popular procedure that people do. I don't know why saying that seems so crazy. So that's why I'm talking a little bit funny. Every day gets better, but your muscles and your skin and your nerves have to kind of go back to normal. Got my surgery done a week ago today. I'm going to go through the whole thing just because when I was researching the topic, there really weren't a lot of videos online, and I was kind of going in blind. But then I went on Reddit, and so many people got this, and it was so helpful. So I thought I would just talk about my experience quickly. It feels a little bit hard to speak because everything is so tight. I still have my little incision and my steri strips on it, but every day gets a little bit easier to talk. I'm still swollen and a little bit bruised. I'll get up close in a sec, but every day gets a little bit easier to talk. I was scared for a second. I was like, is my smile and my speech gonna be altered forever? And my doctor was like, no, your muscles just need to figure out how to talk again. And he said normally you'll be back to normal within a few weeks. And I was like, okay, that's not something I knew before. So after, I was kind of scared. So I just wanted to, you know, go into this. I know this video is not going to be for everyone, but I thought if I could even help one person, then that's fine. And you know what? I'm opening myself to the can of worms of people talking about me, saying I have body dysmorphia because I got filler and stuff. Does not mean I have body dysmorphia, and body dysmorphia is a real thing. I have family members who have body dysmorphia, and it's not something to be taken lightly, and you should not be going around diagnosing people on the internet saying that they have body dysmorphia unless you can show me a psychology or psychiatry degree. Please refrain from diagnosing me. And if you want to say that I'm fake on the outside, then I really don't care. I'd rather be fake on the outside than fake on the inside. And if the worst thing you can say about me is that I'm plastic and I'm fake, then I think I'm winning in life, because you know what? No one can say I'm a mean person. No one can say I'm rude. No one can say anything about things that really matter about a person, and whether I have my boobs done or my nose done really doesn't matter. 99% of you are so supportive. Like, I feel so lucky every day waking up and having this whole group of people who are so supportive. Like, and you don't know how much it means to me and how much it helps me. But if you're one of those people who wake up and feel the need to comment and troll other people online, I would really recommend getting this book. I would recommend this book for anyone. It's called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. My sister gave this to me, and I'm only on the second agreement, and it's already changed my life. The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. I had a meeting with a fortune teller, a medium fortune teller, and she said, are you into like self-help books? And I was like, oh, not really. Like, I really wasn't. I really read business books and I read fiction books. And she was like, well, you're gonna start reading like self-help books and it's gonna help you so much. And I didn't tell anyone about that. And my sister that day walked into our office and was like, I think you should read this. And I took it as a sign. And normally I just like, my sister talks a lot about crystals, and I wasn't really into that stuff. So this time I really took it and I started reading it, and it's already changed my perspective. And so if you're looking for a good book, it's an easy book to read. I'm gonna read another chapter today and hopefully finish this by the end of the week. And then I also started the Audible Think Like a Monk. You guys know me and Audible. This is not sponsored by them at all. It's really helped me because I used to get these messages from people and it would kind of ruin my mood. I didn't believe what they were saying, but it made me sad. I didn't want people thinking these things of me. And then I also felt sad for them. Anyways, if you want to comment about the fact that I'm plastic and fake, go for it. As long as you're not saying I'm a mean person, I'm a bad person, I really couldn't give two shits what you say. So after I got my chin filler dissolved, I just wasn't really happy. Like I preferred how I looked when I brought balance to my face. So I met with Dr. Hanny Sino, who is the plastic surgeon who's performed all my procedures. I trust and love his whole team, so I met up with him and he said you would be a good candidate for it simply because you had chin filler for so long. You know how you look with like a bigger chin. So if that is a permanent look that you wanted, obviously it makes a little bit more sense financially to get this procedure done. So to me, it just made more sense. Also, it is like a little silicone implant. I'll put a picture. If ever I didn't want it, it can be removed. I don't see myself ever not wanting it. We booked the surgery. I wasn't really nervous at all simply because, like I said, I had chin filler for so long that I wasn't nervous about the look. I also wasn't really nervous about the recovery, but I'll talk about that in a second because it kind of whipped my butt. I didn't think I was going to talk about it, honestly, so I didn't vlog, but it was a simple procedure. Normally when people get chin implants, they also do it in combination with a nose job, so they're under general anesthesia. They were going to do it under sedation, but I opted for no sedation at all, just local anesthesia. So they numbed this area and then they started. The surgery, because I was awake and completely conscious, was a little bit intense just because it didn't hurt at all. It was just like you can feel them. I felt him like scraping on the bone. It wasn't painful at all. It was like pretty quick. I want to say maybe a half an hour procedure, and then I was up and I could talk. I took this picture and this picture right after surgery because that is when you're the least swollen. I was already starting to swell, but I knew that I was only going to get worse for the next few days, so I snapped those pictures. I'm so happy I did. I wish I took a better before picture. I think I can probably ask Dr. Sino if he has them and he can send them over to me. I was expecting it to be speedy recovery. It started swelling. It wasn't painful at all. It was just a little bit uncomfortable, and like because I was awake, I feel like it was worse because I knew what they had been doing, so I was like, this should be hurting a lot more than it actually does. So I think my mind played a trick on me and was like, it hurts. But I only took Tylenol. I slept fine the first night. I always sleep with a few pillows anyway, so it wasn't hard for me or anything. I slept fine. I didn't have to wear a bandage underneath at the advice of my doctor, or like a sling. Sometimes you have to wear like a bandage. I didn't have to wear any of that. And then I woke up and I was incredibly swollen, like so swollen. I took pictures. So this was day 1 of swelling. It was the day we were launching our clip collection with CNC, and I was up and I worked all day and all I took was Tylenol. So the pain really wasn't that bad. I don't think it's recommended that you get up and do so much work the next day, but the pain really wasn't bad. I was able to work the whole day and go to the office and post and everything, and it really wasn't bad. On Saturday, so 2 days post-op, it really wasn't bad either. The biggest thing was swelling. I looked like a chipmunk. I was not prepared for that because I took arnica. I didn't swell with my nose. Like I barely bruised with my nose, but I swelled so much in this area. I looked like my face was like this much longer. Like I'm not even kidding, it was so bad. So the swelling was the worst part. I did bruise more and swell more on this side. Saturday night, the swelling got so much better. And by Sunday, I kind of felt I looked a little bit more back to normal. But I'm still swollen now. So the biggest thing for me was swelling and talking. Like every single day, talking gets a little bit easier, but specifically when I say S's and I have to move my lower lip, it feels like just a little bit tight. But every day it gets a little bit easier, so I'm sorry if it's like annoying to watch me talk. So I did opt to get it under my chin because I already have a scar under my chin from when I was a baby. I split my chin open and I already have a scar. I was like, what's another scar under my chin? And with my Kenzie, I can't even say it, Kenzie system, which I use for like scar treatments, which is so amazing. I knew that even if I did have a scar, just treating it with my IPL laser would help so much. So I wasn't really worried about scars. They can either put it through your mouth or under your chin. I didn't want to go through your mouth. I felt like that was just a lot scarier. You have a nerve here that controls your lip and your bottom lip and everything. The risk of damaging that nerve is higher if you go through your mouth. So, and the risk of infection is higher if you go through your mouth. And I also just was like, whatever, it's under your chin. Like who's looking under your chin, really? In terms of the actual implant, I got a size small, which I think there's extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large, but they can be customized. Your surgeon can customize them, but I just got a size small. I felt so bad going into it because you guys left so many nice comments about my natural face shape. I don't know, if you guys were like, you look so much nicer, so much younger with the chin filler. But the thing is that I really didn't like the chin filler that I had. I thought it was way too bulky and way too filled, and I really didn't like it. Keep in mind, I am still swollen, especially like in this area. I asked for him to make it a little bit more dainty, not so bulky, more feminine. So I'll show you guys up close. And my lips are dry, I'm so sorry, but bruising was the worst here. So I have a follow-up tomorrow morning just to make sure everything's looking good. I promise my speech and how my mouth moves will go back to normal, because today compared to yesterday, compared to the day before, every day it gets better. And every day I'm feeling more and more back to myself. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram and we can talk about it. Or if you want to comment about it, but if you're not really comfortable leaving a public comment, feel free to DM me and I'll try my best to answer. I'm pretty good normally about answering. While we're doing little life updates, Leo also had surgery. Leonard, do you want to come say hi? Do you want to come say hi? Leo doesn't want to come say hi. He got surgery done 2 weeks ago. He had a few teeth he had to get extracted. I brush his teeth like 2 or 3 times a week, but I think it's because he always breathes with his mouth open, and Pomeranians generally have like dental issues. He was so cute and like such a trooper. And then I also got a second opinion on his whole skin condition. So we went to a completely different vet. I got a second opinion on his skin because the first vet that I went to, she didn't seem so confident. Like she just said, yeah, he has a thyroid problem. Like didn't even mention alopecia, which I know he had alopecia. She didn't even mention that alopecia could be a possibility. She was like, it's his thyroid. I was like, with everything I see online, he's alopecia. So I kind of self-diagnosed him. But I was like, let me go get another opinion. So I did a full blood panel and I had him do a skin biopsy, and his skin came back perfectly healthy, but he does have alopecia, and his blood came back perfectly fine. He does not have a thyroid problem, and he hasn't been on his thyroid medicine for like 2 months now, and he doesn't have a thyroid problem. So I was like, how did he get diagnosed with a thyroid problem? The vet also said he was fat, not overweight, fat. But the mommy in me said he's not fat. Oh, sorry, my camera died, and while I was charging, I filmed a little Instagram story for Brooklinen. I'm working with them for their birthday sale. and I got their towel set. It's so good that immediately I went on and placed another order. I was gonna go into the office. I still think I am, but I think I'm gonna go later in the day. I think I'm gonna wash my hair, do a hair treatment. I think I wanna get my extensions redone, but I wanna give myself like a haircut and test that out. I think I'm gonna film the video of me testing out the Dyson dupe. Now that it's I was kind of hesitant about filming because, you know, my speech is a little funky right now, but now that it's out in the open, who cares? Yeah, I just wanted to put this little video out there talking about it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. But I am like incredibly happy with the results, so that's really all that matters. So thank you guys for being the best people ever and supporting me no matter what. Okay, another life update. I know this video is probably boring, you're just listening to me talk. Another life update is on my house. I don't know if I talked about this yet, but a few weeks ago they started digging for my house. My house is supposed to be ready, fingers crossed, in September, but who really knows? They laid the foundation and now I just have the foundation. I don't know when they're gonna start actually building. I did look in the window of another house that's like almost exactly like mine, like the same layout, and it's so cool. I can't wait till there's a structure up and I can take you and like sneak inside. I don't know, can I sneak inside? I'll do it anyways. I'll sneak inside and show you guys like what it looks like, because it looks so cool when it's just like the wood and the structure. I get DMs all the time asking for house updates, but I don't have any because I don't have a house yet. There's not many updates to give you. Other than that, I have the foundation of the house and I think that's pretty cool, but other than that, there's not really any updates. So that's pretty much it for my little update video. Thank you guys for always being so supportive. Like, you really don't know how much it means to me and how grateful I am for all of you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you.